Hey, so what happened just now?
He took that Q-tip all the way up there. You see my eyes watering, huh? I'm crying for you guys, real. I'm crying for you. So this is what we're going through to get to y'all, to teach our people out here.
So Deacon didn't have a problem, you said?
Deacon have a problem, not with that snot that you got.
I don't have a problem.
Look at the snot.
I'm breathing all the white men air.
Well, matter of fact, how was it?
It was great.
You have a problem?
No, sir.
I see a tear.
Right, you crying?
Guys, next. Let's go.
You're gonna have to loosen up. You're gonna be in statue. Yeah. Come on, man. That must be rumbling.
They do go. It's smoke coming over here. I just had to. They did go hard. Rinse my mouth.
Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Double honors to my teachers, the men that I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Barakathum to the hopeful elect, the sincere believers that trust and believe in the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Alright, Yahweh being the name of who you will call God. Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son, who you will call Jesus. Alright. Being that the times that we're coming into, it's definitely important to know, study, learn the names, the true names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because calling on God and Jesus, when it's all said and done, it's going to be of no travail. All right, those are false gods, idols. All right, and again, because simply those are not the names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. All right, but nevertheless, man, because this clip that I played, all right, members of the IUIC or the Israelite, I don't even know what the title stands for. Israelite United in Christ or something like that. But basically, man, all right, because a lot of these guys, they're set up, man. All right, a lot of these camps, man, these camp leaders, they're bought and paid for. They're a lot of these camps are infiltrated, and I try not to get too much on these these other camps or whatnot, because for the most part, man, you got the elder brothers to get in and whatnot, on these other camps and these groups and whatnot. But it's just been in my spirit lately, man, because a lot of these guys, man, it's becoming more and more clear how these guys are they're sellouts, man. All right, because a lot of these guys, in videos, I mention it often in a lot of my videos. All right, but a lot of these because a lot of these Israelite camps, they're advocating for Esau, man. All right, because here it is, man, and this is just a small speckle of how pretty much a lot of these different Israelite groups, the leaders of these different groups, are in bed with Esau Edom, man. This is just a small speckle, all right, because again, this clip that I played, pretty much members of the IUIC, man, they're advocating for the Nova test, all right, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all right, they even advocate for the jab, the shots, all right, and even more so when it comes down to it, the mob, all right, Revelations 13, 16, and 17. A lot of these camps are well, pretty much all these other different camps, man, if they're not in lead with the doctrine of Great Millstone, because I say this humbly, I believe truly, firmly that Great Millstone, they teach the 100% truth, man. All right, because well, actually, the scripture that I was about to quote, I have it saved up, so I won't jump the gun. But yeah, man, I believe that Great Millstone, man, they and brothers that follow, any groups that teach the like-minded doctrine, all right, Because again, here it is, man. A lot of these camps are they're advocating for the mob, man. They're advocating for the jab, so on and so forth, man. All right, and this is why Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, man. Very soon, man. Because the scriptures talk about how judgment is going to start with the house of Israel. All right, and even more so those that know better, those that know the truth. All right, you know, because the Lord, man, he's going to start offering a lot of these leaders and whatnot, man. You know, I myself being a part of the I often give this testimony, being a part of the ICGJC, the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, for just over 10 years, man, until I, you know, pretty much the Spirit led me away. All right, He pulled me apart from that organization, and then, you know, pretty much freelancing around, you know, watching different groups and whatnot, and it's the Spirit, because certain groups like the IUIC and like the ISUPK, as well as a few others, man, it was just on my spirit to just stay away from them completely altogether. All right, it's just, you know, it's just on my spirit that these guys, you know, off jump, man, they ain't right. Right, and again, you know, that's the Spirit, man, you know. But you know, eventually the Spirit led me to Great Millstone. Like I said, you know, I'm a firm believer in the doctrine of Great Millstone. All right, like I often mention, I'm not a part of any Great Millstone camps. All right, but you know, like I said, you know, I follow after the Great Millstone doctrine taught by, start with Apostle Elder Tahar, Apostle Elder Gabar, Apostle Elder Rakah, you know, so on and so forth, all the way on down, you know, because again, you know, I believe that these men are the leading authority, because, you know, you got and brothers is you know, other brothers is making this pretty much sharing this around. You got this some individual from the ISUPK pretty much talking about how they're the leading authority on the, you know, teaching the Bible, teaching the doctrine and whatnot on the earth. You know, they really believe that, you know, and, you know, those guys, man, they believe that the leader of that particular group, the, you know, General Yohana, all right, is the third in command under Yahushai. All right, you know, a lot of those, you know, those congregants, they firmly believe in that, because that's what he teaches, that he's the leading authority on this earth right now. All right, and, you know, he's commanding all Israelite groups and whatnot to come under his authority and whatnot. You know, so just to, you know, show you a little bit of just touch on a little bit of the bugged outness, you know, that a lot of these guys, man, they're bought and paid for, because speaking on ISUPK, you know, they're, again, another one of those that advocates for the jab. All right, that group and you know, this group as well, IUIC, man, they're teaching that the mob isn't the you know, the you know what, man, that device, that, you know, implantable device, man. All right, they teach everything about the mob other than what it actually is, which is that the device, you know. And I'm saying it like that because now they're cracking down on you know, they will strike your video, man, and take down your video if you pretty much, you know, speak on it. So, you know, just being careful using choice words on, you know, how you know, when I mention it and bring it up. But nevertheless, man, you know, don't want to digress too much. A lot of these camps, man, they're going to end up leading Israel astray. All right, you know, because for one thing, man, I'm gonna go ahead and without rambling too much. All right, because one thing, man, you call yourself a teacher, you call yourself a prophet, and so on and so forth, man. All right, you got to be teaching the right doctrine, man. All right, you know, because you know, if you watch Great Millstone, the men of Great Millstone, all right, and you know, let's say a particular individual, just going back to this guy, General Yohana, he said, let's say he makes some outrageous statement, like they believe, they teach, all right, that particular group teaches that John the Baptist wasn't in the truth, all right, which is complete madness, but nevertheless, all right, you know, and you know, when that came out, man, brothers was hot on it. You know, the elder brothers, they were doing all kind of videos going into the fact, you know, and if you sit back and watch, all right, you know, Because I see from the outside looking in, a lot of people they get on the men of Great Millstone because when instances like that, man. All right, because people scoff and talk shit on the men of Great Millstone, man. They come after you like a pack of hyenas and stuff like that, so on and so forth. All right, when the scriptures tell you to mark those that, and I'm roughly paraphrasing it, but the scriptures talk about marking those that cause division. All right, because here it is, a lot of these Israelite camps and these supposed leaders. All right, when they say some madness like that, like John the Baptist wasn't in the truth, he fell out the truth. All right, it's up to the real teachers, the real prophets, to pretty much clean up house and I'll say like reverse the damaging effects, man. They got to go back and because there's different members of the elect that are scattered abroad in these different Israelite groups, right? So pretty much, man, you gotta when you see brothers, elder brothers, the men of Great Millstone, whenever some madness comes out like that, man, and brothers is they're on it, man. They're doing videos or whatnot, rebuking these supposed leaders or whatnot. All right, the scriptures talk about that, man. All right, gotta and brothers gotta come back and pretty much clean up the mess that a lot of these Israelite groups, these supposed leaders, they're because that's what they're doing, man. They're causing all type of strife. All right, bringing all type of wayward doctrines. All right, when the scriptures, again, the scriptures, it goes into it, man. And this particular video, man, there's so many precepts going on in my mind, man. This could very well be a long-winded lesson, but just for the sake of the time and keeping it short, because again, for one thing, man, if you're calling yourself a teacher, a prophet, so on and so forth, man, you got to be teaching the right doctrine, and but not only do you have to teach the right doctrine, man, all right, because Jake, they need to be fed, man. They're looking to be fed, especially the times that we're in right now. All right, Jake is looking for answers. All right, and this is why because Jake, man, they'll be all over the place, man, looking for answers and whatnot. And that in itself can bug you out. So this is why teaching the right doctrine, all right, it's important, man. All right, because Jake, man, they're thirsting for the truth. All right, and like I said, especially now with the fact being that we're in the last seconds. All right, and the scriptures talk about how a lot of Jake is going to wake up in the last seconds. So this is why again, if you watch the Men of Great Millstone, the Apostle Elder Tahar, he often talks about, he often mentions and brings it up about basically going back to the basics, man. All right, because even though going back to the basics, something simple like St. John 3:16, all right, though it may be so simple to us or brothers that are well seasoned in this thing, all right, when you break down the true meaning St. John 3:16 and what that's really talking about, man, that can be that can, though it's milk to us, all right, that could be meat, some hardcore meat for other individuals, man. All right, especially if you're just waking up to this truth, But the point being that, man, Jake is they're thirsting for truth, man. They're seeking answers and whatnot. All right, and again, calling yourself a teacher or a prophet or whatever, man. All right, it's important to feed the sheep, man, because that's what it's about, man. Feeding the sheep of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and that's important. That's not something that the Lord takes lightly. All right, that's why I'm going to read this here, St. John's 21, and now this is concerning go ahead and read it. St. John's 21, starting at verse I start at verse 14. It says, "This is now the third time that Yahushai showed himself to his disciples after that he was risen from the dead. So when they had dined, Yahushai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs." All right. Reading on. It says, He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. he saith unto him, feed my sheep. All right, so that's the second time. 2 times. All right. Reading on, verse 17. He saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, feed my sheep. So you see that? All right. You know, just, you know, stressing the importance, emphasizing the importance of feeding the flock of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. You know, feeding the sheep, man. All right. Because that's what a true shepherd, that's what he does, man. He tends to the flock. All right. Tends to the herd. All right. You know, so Yahweh Shai posed this question 3 times, man, just again to stress the emphasis, you know, of the importance of feeding the lambs, man, feeding the sheep, because that's again, man, that's important, man. You know, and like I said, man, this is why, man, Yahweh Shemel Shai is getting ready to do something to a lot of these so-called teachers, these false prophets within Israel, man. All right, you know, because of what they advocate, man. You know, again, with the clip that I played, man, that's just a small little speckle of, you know, the how a lot of these Israelite groups, man, they're leading the flock astray, man. You know, a lot of Israel is going to end up dying because of these so-called teachers, man. These false prophets and teachers in Israel, man. You know, because again, man, that's something that the Lord doesn't play with. You know, when it comes to His flock, man. When it comes to the sheep, man. You know, but just a few precepts I got lined up, because like I said, man, this can go a number of ways, man. This lesson can go. I mean, this could very well be long-winded, but just sticking to the point. Zechariah 13:4 says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed, everyone of his vision. When he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. All right, so the times are going to come in where, again, man, a lot of these so-called prophets and teachers and whatnot, man, they're going to get exposed. All right, I mentioned the fact that I was a part of the ICGJC for just over 10 years, man. You know, and you don't pretty much hear about them no more, man. All right, the so-called God-sent comforter, he's dead now, which the scriptures talk about how the comforter, the spirit of the comforter is never going to die, man. He's always going to be here with us. But here it is, this guy, the so-called God-sent comforter, man, he's dead. You know, and even before that, man, that congregation was dwindling down. All right, it was pretty much being reduced, anyways. All right, and you know, instances like that, man, you're gonna start seeing it more with a lot of these, you know, so-called leaders or whatnot in Israel. The Lord is gonna start offering a lot of these you know, supposed leaders, man. All right, because they're playing with the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, making merchandise of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know, his people. All right, you know, because again, that's the one thing the Lord doesn't play around with, man. All right, when you read, you know, how about pretty much Jake, man, they were making merchandise of the people, man, and you know, you read about the account how Yahweh Shai came into the temple and he was overthrowing tables. All right, whipping people. He got violent in the temple. All right, because that's something that you don't play with when it comes to the flock, man. You don't play with that when it comes to the sheep of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. All right, you know, the Lord will kill you, man. You know, but nevertheless, man, because these guys, man, they don't take this serious, man. And like I mentioned before, because you know, in my videos, I often mention how knowing the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that's crucial. That's very important. But I often mention, because a lot of these Israelite groups, they know the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, but the scriptures talk about how those that know the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai and call on Yahweh Shemel Shai when it's, you know, when all hell is breaking loose, man, they're not gonna be saved. All right, because they're playing around with you know, they're playing around with the names. All right, that same group, the IUIC, they're saying that the name of the Lord doesn't matter. All right, that you can call them your plate yogurt. All right, you know, just straight up blasphemy. All right, which again, you know, that's something that the Lord, hey, man, he takes it serious, man. You don't play with the name of the Lord, man. All right. This truth, man, it's nothing to be played with. Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is nothing to be played with, man. And this is why a lot of these people, man, they're gonna end up fearing. They're gonna end up learning the hard way, man. You know, it's important to fear Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. People are about to find out because these people, they don't fear Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, man. And I'm talking about these Israelites, all right? These Israelites in the truth. You know, this is why I always often talk about other Israelites, because if you're calling yourself an Israelite in the truth, in the know, or whatever, you know better, man. You're supposed to know better, all right? And like I mentioned before, man, the Lord says he's gonna start judgment, beginning with his house, man, the house of Israel, all right? You know, those that know better, those that are in the truth, all right? You know, because again, if you're calling yourself a teacher, a prophet, whatever, all right, hey man, you're supposed to be warning the people, man. All right, but here it is. These particular groups, man, they're playing around with it, man. You know, telling the people what they want to hear. A lot of these Israelite groups, man, they're nothing but like a Christian church, man. All right, these groups they're nothing but Christian churches. All right, a lot of them teach the Christianity doctrine, mixing and mingling the Christianity, which really goes back to Roman Catholic, the Roman Catholic Church. But basically, a lot of these groups are like they incorporate a lot of the stuff from the Roman Catholic Church into their doctrine or whatever. All right, majority of these groups they're 501c3. All right, the gag order, they're sold out, man. All right, but I had a precept in my mind. Yeah, just slipped my mind. But just moving on, and that's the Spirit called Law Yahweh Bashim El Shai 144. Moving on to the next, man. Start at 2 Peter 2, starting at verse 1, it says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction." All right, because like I said, man, the Lord is going to start offering these false prophets and leaders and false teachers and whatnot, man. The Lord has it out for these individuals. All right, again, using the example that I used before with the ICGJC, man, the so-called God sent comforter, he's dead. The Lord took him out. All right, and that's going to start happening more in Israel. All right, because a lot of these Israelite groups don't even believe in Yahushai. Believe it or not, they don't believe in Yahushai. They don't believe in the Messiah. All right, a lot of these Israelite groups, they don't believe in the Old Testament. All right, I mean, it's just, there's so much to name when it comes to what these Israelite groups are teaching. These phony doctrines that they're teaching. A lot of these Israelite groups are teaching, man. All right, like I said, a lot of it is, it stems from the Roman Catholic Church. All right, a lot of them still teach the hell doctrine. All right, which that was set up to. Esau set that up. It teaches that because, when you go into the hell doctrine, man, that's Greek mythology. All right. A lot of stuff that's taught in these churches, it comes from Greek mythology. All right. But just going back to the hell doctrine, man, that's something that these Israelite groups, Esau set up to pretty much scare the people and get money out of them, because that's what it's all about, man. It's about getting money out of the congregation. All right. And like I said, a lot of these Israelite groups, man, they're no different. The more members, the more dollar signs. All right, because that's what it's about for a lot of these Israelite groups, man. But nevertheless, all right, because they're playing around with Yahweh Bashim El Shai, they're playing around with the doctrine. All right, they're not feeding the sheep properly. All right, leading the sheep astray, man. The Lord's going to off them. All right, and they got swift destruction coming to them. All right, real quick, I'm gonna go back to it because it just came to my mind what I was looking for. I'm gonna go back to that in 2 Peter's. Ezekiel 3, and I'm just gonna start at verse 1. It says, Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat thou that findest Eat that thou findest. Eat this roll. All right. So because when it talks about eating the roll, man, you're supposed to like I mentioned before, man, start with the basics, man. You're supposed to learn, study. All right. You got to become a scholar in this thing. All right. And the Lord, the Lord knows is, sees that you're sincere. All right. The Spirit will sup with you, man. You'll grow in the Spirit. All right. Because the time will come that, the Lord will build you up to a point where, you can become a teacher. All right. Because again, it's just one thing that, there's parables in the Gospels that talks about the basically the talent. All right. And, you get this talent, man, you just sit on it. All right. Because, some people, man, they get this truth, man, they don't do nothing with it. They hide it in the napkin. All right. You get this truth, man, you're supposed to flip it, man, like money, man. You get money, man, you flip it, man, you invest it. But a lot of individuals, man, they get this truth, man, they don't do nothing with it. And this is why the Lord's going to spew you out, man, if you're like that. Because in this thing, again, man, you're supposed to grow. All right, you're supposed to start with the sincere milk, the basics, and then you grow on, to the meats, the more deeper, in-depth breakdowns and things of that nature. All right. Because like I said, man, the Lord, he'll groom you up to get you to a point where you're teaching now. You're out there teaching, out there on the highways and byways and whatnot. All right. So that's why when it talks about eat this roll, all right, it's supposed to digest as much of this, get as much of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding inside you as possible. So you can go out there and teach. All right. Because like I said, man, Jake, they're thirsty, man. They're longing for truth. This is why a lot of Jake is all bugged out, man. They're all into Egyptology and stuff like that, man. Because they're looking for answers, man. All right. But our reading on it says, and go speak unto the house of Israel, because again, that's what it's about. That's why I read John 21. All right. Feed my sheep, feed my lamb, feed my lambs, feed my sheep. All right. Because that's what it's about, man. Teaching Israel, man. Teaching Jake. All right. Reading on it says, so I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And that's one thing, because I don't know if it's in the same chapter, but the scriptures talk about how this when you eat this roll, man. I think that's in Revelations, but it talks about how when you eat this roll, man, it's going to be sweet like honey, and it's going to be bitter as well, man. All right, but the problem is a lot of these Israelite crews, man, they're teaching just the sweet parts, just the good parts. All right, they don't teach the bitter parts, man. They don't teach, they don't. Just goes back to the same, man. They don't teach 100% truth, man. All right, because that's one thing, being a prophet, man. You teach the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and if that means teaching the destruction, all right. Hell is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. Because that's another thing. IUIC, they don't believe in Jacob's trouble. All right. They pretty much believe in the rapture doctrine, which, again, goes back to the Roman Catholic Church, man. All right. And as well as all the phony religions, man. All right. That rapture doctrine. IUIC, basically, they teach that. Which that's false according to the scriptures, man. We're all going to have to endure this hour of temptation. But nevertheless, all right, just again, because that's just one of many things concerning these Israelite groups, man. They don't believe in Jacob's trouble. All right, being that we're coming into Jacob's trouble, all right, but nevertheless, man, that's part of the bittersweet. All right, you got to receive the bitter as well as the sweet, man. All right, the 100% doctrine, man. Which these guys they're not doing that, man. They're not teaching that. All right, like I mentioned, they telling the congregation what they want to hear, man, and those soothing words, man. All right, what sounds good, that feel good sermon nonsense that they do in the churches in the world, man. That's what a lot of these Israelite groups are doing. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. So again, being a prophet, being a teacher, all right, it's not a thing of speaking your words. That's one thing. It's not about you whatsoever. It's not about me whatsoever. All right. It's about the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. That's what a prophet, he speaks the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. And again, like I said, a lot of times, man, it's not going to be it's not always going to be a pleasant thing, man. All right. You read, throughout the scriptures, man, how the prophets, man, some of them were locked up because, hey, man, the message that they had, which again, it comes from directly from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? A lot of the prophets, man, they were locked up, all right, looked at sideways, so on and so forth, man. And that's what's coming again, all right, being the message that we teach, man, all right, because it goes against, contrary to this society, this world, all right. Here it is, people in the spirit of, bouncing back, recovering from this pandemic, so on and so forth, when in reality, this place is about to be destroyed. So you see, this is why, again, man, because on another note, demonization of the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right, this is why they're getting ready to come after the men of the Lord, man, the prophets, the teachers, so on and so forth, man. All right, because this truth, man, it's a threat to their society. But nevertheless, all right, nevertheless, man, if the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is dealing with you, you're going to speak these words. Whether who likes you, who receives you, who doesn't, it don't matter, man. The job is just to teach, man. That's what it's all about, teaching the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So reading on, actually, this isn't, what I was looking for. It talks about, yeah, here it is. Ezekiel 3:17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So you see, again, because if you're calling yourself a prophet, a teacher, all right, you're supposed to be warning Israel, man. You're supposed to be warning Jake, telling them, hey, man, get yourself together, get yourself right. Because the Lord's getting ready to jack this place up, man. And if you get caught out there, all right, if you ain't right by the time the Lord starts jacking things up, man, hey, man, the Lord's going to jack you up. This is what people don't get, man. The Lord will kill you, man. All right, the Lord will kill me. He'll kill any of us without second thought, man, because the Lord don't play. See, this is the thing, man. The Lord does not play. And he definitely doesn't play when it comes to his word, all right, and teaching, feeding the flock. All right. But nevertheless, man, all right, because that's what the prophets do, man. They're the teachers, so on and so forth, man. They're watchmen. All right. Supposed to be, looking out for prophecies and things of that nature. All right. And warning the people, man, blowing the trumpet, blowing the horn, because that's what a prophet does, man. A prophet just goes into, because, back in the ancient world, man, a prophet was referred to as a seer, man, which basically a prophet, man, is just basically just telling something before it happens. All right. That's what a prophet does, man. But again, because if it doesn't align with the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, then, hey, again, man, going back to the false prophets, these false prophets, because what they teach, man, what they prophesy, the scriptures talk about how they prophesy lies in my name. All right. These so-called leaders, man, they're not prophets. These different Israelite leaders and whatnot, man, they're not prophets. Because again, man, if it doesn't align up with the scriptures, man, then, hey, man, I believe it talks about that in Deuteronomy, if I'm not mistaken, concerning the false prophets, man. If they prophesy some false vision or whatnot, man, you're supposed to put them to death, man. You're supposed to put a false prophet to death. I believe that's in Deuteronomy. I think that's in the book of Deuteronomy. But reading on in verse 18, it says, and when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his hand. Warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. So you see that? Because a lot of these Israelite leaders, man, they got a lot of blood on their hands, man. All right. Yeah, because like I said, man, a lot of these different Israelite leaders, man, they're leading Israel astray, man. They're leading Israel off, they're basically walking Israel off a cliff, man, straight to death. And that blood, the Lord's going to require at their hands, in the hands of these different leaders and false prophets and whatnot. The Lord's going to require their blood at their hands, man, at their suspense. All right. Because again, man, if you're a prophet, you're a teacher or whatnot, all right, you're supposed to be warning the people. You're supposed to be speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But being that a lot of these guys, man, they're in it for gain. They're in it for money. All right. Hey, man, they don't care about the truth, man. All right, it's all about gain for a lot of these guys, man. All right. But nevertheless, man, a lot of these guys, they're setting themselves up, man. And a lot of the blood is going to be on their hands. All right. But going back to 2 Peter's 2:1, or actually 2 Peter's 2:2 says, and many shall follow their... I'll start at verse 1 again. 2 Peter's 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Yeah, because like I mentioned before, man, a lot of these Israelite groups, they don't even teach they don't believe in Messiah. They don't believe in the resurrection. They don't believe he rose again on the third day. All right, which is complete madness, man. Right. And with that being said, man, you can best believe that a lot of these Israelite groups, man, they're going to be advocates, just like they're advocates for these Novit tests. All right, the jabs. All right, you know, they're making mockery, because who's telling you not to get it? The real men of the Lord, the real prophets, start with the men of Great Millstone, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and those that follow the same like-minded doctrine. All right, you know, they're the ones telling you, don't take that jab, man, because more than likely, if you take the jab, man, 9 times out of 10 you're going to take the mob. All right, Revelations 13, 16, and 17. More than likely, you're going to take it if you take the jab. All right. But nevertheless, man, these Israelite groups, they speak against it. And not only do they speak against it, they make mockery of those that are actually teaching the truth. All right. They scoff at those that are teaching the truth. All right. Verse 2 says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of him who the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. So you see, like I was just saying, man, they because again, the real prophets, the real men of the Lord are telling you, basically stay away from that stuff, man. Anything that Esau puts out there is not for your good. But these individuals, these false prophets, they speak evil of the truth, man. All right. And that is the truth, man. All this stuff, man, you're just going to end up walking yourself into destruction, man. All right. You're going to dig yourself a hole that you can't get out of, man. All right. Because like I said, not only do they speak against the truth, but they make mockery against those, the real men of the Lord, that speak the truth. They make mockery of them. All right. They scoff at them. All right. Verse 3 says, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you. So you see that? All right. Again, teaching the people what they want to hear just to get money out of them. Because that's what it's about for a lot of these groups, man. It's all about money. Money. Right? It says, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Yeah, because like I said, man, swift destruction is coming to a lot of these Israelite groups, man. These even more so these leaders, man. All right, because soon, man, the Lord's he's gonna smite the shepherd and watch the flock flee, man. All right, a lot of these Israelite groups are gonna be reduced to nothing, man. All right, and again, you're gonna start seeing that little by little. And I think it's highly spiritual, because I saw a video years ago, of Elder Einop. If I didn't butcher his name, the Elder Einop. I saw a video he did years ago, because like I mentioned before, I often mention, I was a part of the ICGJC. I was a part of the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ for just over 10 years. All right. So I saw this video of Elder Einop. All right. Basically confronting some brothers from the ICGJC. All right. And basically the Elder Einop, man. And I didn't know him at the time. I didn't know who this elder was at the time. All right. But basically, man, long story short, man, he prophesied the death of the so-called God-sent comforter. All right. I think his name was Holy Apostle Chief High Priest Tazadakia. All right. He prophesied his death years ago. And sure enough, just a couple of years ago, like I said, this guy, he's gone. And this was a video that was years ago. I'm sure this video was before I came into the truth. I came into the truth like 2009, I'll say like 2009, right? Late 2009, came to the truth. But this video that I'm referring to, it was definitely way before that. All right. And like I said, it's just spiritual, man. All right. Because again, that slowly but surely, that's what's going to start happening to a lot of these different Israelite groups and these camps and whatnot. All right, you know, the Lord's going to start reducing them to nothing. But nevertheless, man, because again, you know, these guys, they're making merchandise of the people, of Yahweh Shem Shai's people, and that's something that the Lord doesn't play with. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." So you see, again, because these false prophets, man, they're sold out, man, and this is why you just can't believe everything that you're told, man. I believe it was Apostle Paul, if I'm not mistaken. He even, as great of a man as he was, all right, he even told individuals, man. He told Jake, man, don't just take my words for it. Look into stuff, man, and that's what the apostles and elders today of Great Millstone, they tell you, man, look into stuff, man. Jake doesn't know, they don't know how to research stuff, man. Jake is lazy. They don't research nothing. They don't look into nothing. They just take whatever is, comes their way. Because like I mentioned before, man, you gotta become a scholar. You gotta become your own scholar in this thing. All right, you gotta become your own expert, so to say. All right, because again, man, there's a lot of wayward doctrines out here, man. There's a lot of fake and phony doctrines out here. A lot of false prophets, false teachers, which the Lord, He warned us of. Beware of false prophets, false teachers. All right, false Hamashiachs, right? People telling them, the congregation that basically they are the Hamashiach, they are the Messiah, they are the Anointed One. All right, you gotta be aware of those individuals, man. You gotta try the spirits. All right, because when you look into it, man, just referencing again the mob, Revelations 13, 16, and 17. All right, when you look into it, man, it just makes all the sense in the world that it will be what is taught by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which is the implantable device. All right, it just makes all the sense, man. When you go through the breakdown, all right, because what these other groups teach, man, that being that it's a philosophy, right? When the scriptures, when the prophecy states, man, you won't be able to buy, you won't be able to sell. How are you going to be able to buy and sell if it's a philosophy? What sense does that make? What, are you just going to the grocery store? Hey, did you believe in Cesare Borgia? That just doesn't make any type of sense. Right? Again, when you look at it logically, all right, with some common sense, all right, that doesn't make any sense, man. But nevertheless, man, yeah, man, this is why, beware, man. All right, because there's many false prophets out here. And I was just about to quote it, but I think I have it saved up. Yep, 1 Corinthians 2 and 13, it says, "Which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual." Because like I said, all right, when you look at it logically concerning the mob and what it is, all right, it only makes sense, man. When you go through the breakdown, you go through the words, when you learn, study like you're supposed to, all right, study to show thyself approved. All right, when you go through the breakdown of what the mob is, it only makes sense that it's this implantable device that you're going to have inside you, all right, that's going to be able to identify you and basically make you a functioning member in this society. That's going to be able to allow you to buy and sell and conduct business into society. It only makes sense, all right. Cesare Borgia, like a lot of these Israelite groups teach, all right, they teach that Cesare Borgia is the mark of the beast, which that doesn't make sense at all. All right, some groups teach that it's the so-called white woman. The white woman is the mark of the beast, all right. The mark of the beast is it's an embargo. It's Christianity and all these other things other than what it really is. And this is why, it takes a spirit, man, for, this is why, we got to be in a spirit, man, all right, to be able to discern these things. All right. I'm going to read verse 14. It says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him." Yeah, because again, being that, a lot of these Israelite groups, man, they teach that the mark of the beast, man, they speak against it. They mock, they laugh to scorn, and they talk so much shit. All right, concerning the men of Great Millstone that teach what the mark of the beast really is. These Israelite groups, man, they look down on it, and it's considered foolishness. All right, just watch these other Israelite leaders, man, and just see how much they try to downplay, concerning the doctrine that's being taught by Great Millstone. All right. It says neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. So these people, man, they're not spiritually discerned, man. They just don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai dealing with them, and that's just all she wrote, man. All right. It says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. All right. Because pretty much, man, like the scriptures say, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom that none of your adversaries shall be able to gainsay nor resist. See, when you have the truth, man, and you're dealing with the 100% truth, man, no one can come against you, man. No one can tell you nothing. All right. You put all these other false doctrines, these all these wayward doctrines, man, you're able to put them to shame, man. You're able to dissect it and, just basically shut it all up, man. Shut all that down, man. All right, and again, because I saw via the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, which, again, little by little, man, the Lord's going to start dismantling these other Israelite groups or whatnot. All right, because, again, man, they're advocating for their they're telling their congregation to don't listen to, basically, man, because whether they say it directly or indirectly, man, they're basically telling you not to listen to the men of Great Millstone, basically. All right, because pretty much, man, the starting with Great Millstone, because like I said, you do have other camps that teach the same or like-minded doctrine or whatnot. All right, like Sakari. All right, they pretty much teach the like-minded doctrine. All right, but they're pretty much offshoots of Great Millstone. All right, but basically, man, a lot of these so-called leaders, man, they're indirectly or directly or whatever, man, they basically telling you not to listen to the real men of the real men of the Lord, the real prophets. All right, because again, what's being taught, man? Not to take that stuff, man. Stay away from that stuff, man. Stay away from those jabs. Stay away from all that stuff. But here it is, these guys, they're advocating for it, and not only are they advocating for it, they're talking down, scoffing at the ones telling you not to do so. So this is why the Lord's going to offer a lot of these leaders, man. He's going to start offering these false prophets and whatnot, man. All right, they're leading the flock astray, man, and that's something that Yahweh Shem Shai takes very serious. You don't play with the people of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so hopefully this was edifying. Once again, giving all acknowledgement, all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.